Hey everyone, I'm Ethan, and this video is a crash course on setting up and using Discord, specifically for Swinburne programming units, although a lot of this is applicable in general. Let's start from the very beginning. I would recommend you watch this video all the way to the end before doing anything else. I will also have timestamps in the description if you're coming back to this video for a particular section. Making a proper Discord account. On Canvas, if you click on the Discord server link from your unit convener, one of two things will happen. If you already have an account and you're signed in, Discord will take you straight to the server in your browser, or it'll open the app if you have that installed. If this is your first time using Discord, you'll see a screen that looks like this. Go ahead and enter any username you like. You can change it later, so don't sweat too much about it. So now you should be able to see the Programming Help Desk server. Now, to make sure we have a proper, permanent account. Down on the bottom right, click on a button labeled User Settings, and the first settings panel we see is labeled My Account. See the big red box telling me that this is an unclaimed account? Go ahead and enter an email address and password, and change the username if you want. It doesn't have to be your real name, and I would recommend you don't use your real name, because this is the internet after all. You'll still be able to add a nickname for yourself in the server, so that people can see your real name, but we'll get to that later. And if you've already made your account properly, it'll look something like this. Once you enter an email and password, Discord will likely send you a verification email, and then voila! You have a permanent account, and you can log into it from anywhere using the email and password you just entered. So why go to all this trouble? Well, two main reasons. Reason A, if you don't have a permanent account, you're stuck with that browser on that computer. You can't use it anywhere else. You'd have to make another temporary account to access the server from another device, and then if you close it and your browser doesn't remember you're logged in, that temporary account is lost. You have no way to access it, or the messages that you might have sent to people, ever again. Reason B, you need a permanent account to log into Discord on the app, which leads me to my next point. Why you should use the app. There are two ways to use Discord, in a browser or in the app. Do not use the web browser unless you have no other option. Please. I know lots of people in the first few tutorial sessions have had audio issues, mostly not being able to hear other people talk. And most of those audio issues come from using the web version for a bunch of reasons I won't explain, but for the love of everything that is good in this world, use the app, please. The app is available for Windows, macOS, and Linux, and there's also the mobile app on iOS and Android. I have both the app on my laptop and the mobile app on my phone, and having two options is very handy, especially having it on your phone if you don't have access to a computer when your class is running. Go to Discord's website and download the right app for your computer, install it, log into your account, and you'll be good to go. Selecting your subject and nickname. Real quick, before I cover using Discord in general, you might notice if you've just joined the server that you don't see many channels over here on the left-hand side. Discord has a roles and permission system that lets the server moderators decide what users can do or access. If you go to this channel, near the top of the list, React for your unit, you'll see these messages from a bot. Ignore the top two, just look at this message where it lists all 5 subjects that are taught here. These are reaction emotes, or emoji if you like calling them that, and if you react with the number for your subject, the bot will recognize that and give you a role that grants you access to the relevant channels for your subject. Now remember I mentioned nicknames before? You can still have your username as whatever, but if you go to the member list on the right side of the app and find your account in the list, you can right-click it and change your nickname. You need to have your nickname set to your real name in this server, but don't worry because nicknames only apply to a specific server. If you joined other servers, you'll appear as your normal username by default there, and you can set a different nickname there if you want. Using Discord. Alrighty, here comes the good stuff, actually using Discord. Let's start with the interface. Over on the very left, you have your server list. If you've only just made an account, you'll probably only have the Programming Help Desk server there. Up in the top left corner, you have the Discord home button, where you can see your friends list and directly message people. Back to the server, on our left we have the channel list, which is how you get around. The ones with a hash are text channels, and the ones with a speaker are voice channels. If there are messages you haven't read in a text channel, it looks like this. Moving to the right, we have the chat window. Pretty self-explanatory. You can mention people by using the @ symbol and then typing someone's nickname or username, both work. This will highlight your message for them and mark the channel as well. You can also right-click on a message and quote it if you want to reply to something specific. If the blip of messages is getting too annoying or it's coming from channels that aren't relevant to you, you can mute each channel so that you only get a notification if someone mentions you with the channel mute button here. If you don't like the sound of messages at all, you can click on your profile picture and set your status to Do Not Disturb, which mutes all notifications. This button toggles the member list on the right, and the way the server has been set up shows you the staff at the top of the list and when there are staff on duty to answer questions in the help desk channels. That's the chat stuff. Now let's touch on the more complicated bit, voice channels. Voice channels are where the tutorial sessions are held. You click on the channel to join it and you can talk to people, turn on video so people can see you, or go live with screen sharing to show people what you're doing. To make sure that everything is set up correctly for voice chat, go to Settings and then go down to Voice and Video. We have 4 things to check. First, make sure you can hear Discord. Select the right output device. Discord plays this sound through the output device you select. If you can't hear anything, check your volume levels on your computer and double check that the speakers, earphones, headphones, whatever you're using to listen are turned up as well. Once you can hear through the right output device, you should be set up and ready to hear people. Second, make sure that others will be able to hear you. Select the right input device and check that Discord is detecting your microphone properly by using the mic test.
Testing. Oh. Hello there.
If you can't hear anything, try a different input until you find the right one. Remember, you won't be able to hear the mic test if your output hasn't been set up properly, which is why we did that first. Third, make sure that you'll be able to speak. All students in the server have to use push to talk to be able to say anything in the voice channels. This means that your microphone will act like a walkie-talkie, and you'll only be able to say something if you're holding down a key on your keyboard. Switch to push to talk, click this box, and then press the key you want to use. I would suggest a key that you don't normally use to type, so that if you're taking notes in another program, you can hold down that key without typing a bunch of letters in your notes. I use the right Alt key, since I never really use it anywhere else, but feel free to use whatever works for you. If you have extra buttons on your mouse, those work too. The fourth and last thing is video. This is entirely optional, and if you're camera shy, don't feel obligated to use it. Just like audio input and output, select the right device and then you can test to see whether your camera is working properly. Congratulations, you've made it all the way through the setup. Give yourself a pat on the back. So now you're set up and ready to hop into your scheduled tutorial. To join a voice channel, simply click on it. You'll see your name and profile picture appear in the channel, and you'll have some controls appear. When you hold down your push to talk button, you'll see a green ring appear around you, which means that Discord is transmitting whatever your microphone picks up. In the controls, you have a connection indicator, a button to leave the voice channel, a noise suppression toggle, this is experimental though, you can ignore it, and buttons for video and screen sharing. When you're in the voice channel, clicking on the name of the channel will take you to a screen that shows you everyone in it, but you can still look at other text channels as well while you're in the voice channel. This button up here allows you to switch between grid view and focus view, which prioritizes whoever is speaking or screen sharing. You can also turn on video, but this has a caveat. If even one person has their camera turned on, then the voice channel is restricted to 25 people. For smaller classes, this is no problem, but if you have enough people turn up that some can't get in, everyone will need to turn video off. Screen sharing is different to video though, and it doesn't have this limitation. When someone is sharing their screen, you will see a live indicator next to their name, and you can double click to watch. On a side note, video is actually relatively new to Discord, and it's partly why it has this seemingly strange limitation. When you transmit video, everyone else in the voice channel sees you, and using grid view, you can see a lot of people at the one time, hence the 25-person limit for the sake of Discord's backend servers. But users have to opt in and click to watch a stream, so it doesn't automatically get transmitted to everyone in the channel, hence the larger limit. If you want to share your screen, click on the screen button in your controls. You can then select between sharing a specific app or a whole screen. I would suggest you just pick screen over a specific app, especially if you're going to be using multiple apps while sharing. Once you've picked a screen, it will let you choose a resolution and frame rate. I would suggest going with a higher resolution and a lower frame rate. We're not watching a movie here, most of what we'll be seeing is PowerPoint slides or code, so sacrificing frame rate for a higher resolution means people watching will get a clearer, easier to read stream. And there you go, the basics of using Discord. It can take a little bit of work to set everything up, especially on the voice and video side, but once you do that, it's a great communication app.